Hi guys, Adam here with Adam L Photography, and today we're going to do another product review. What we've got for you today is the SD-1 slider by a company called Kamerar. So it's Kamerar. You can find them over at Kamerar, as spelled before.com. This is one of the more interesting little sliders that I saw come out in the last couple of years. I picked this up about 7 or 8 months ago and didn't really have much of a chance to do a review on it, but I thought I'd take a little spin at it now and tell you a little bit about it, because it's kind of a bit of a niche kind of slider. As you can probably tell right now, what's making this a little bit different than other sliders is the wheels. It's mounted on like kind of skateboard wheels, very similar to the wheels on my roller bag from Think Tank. Kind of soft, a little bit maybe too soft to be running over sort of rough or asphalty sort of roads for too long without damaging, but perfect for indoor studio sort of flooring like I have right here. Now, you can adjust these wheels. This is what makes it kind of interesting. So you don't have to just do a straight shot like this. What you can do is you can just, sorry, I've got that screwed on a little bit badly there, but you can just adjust these wheels, and they can be mounted at different points along the slider to give you a tighter turning frame, etc. Just say I mount wheels like that around about there, and now my slider works into a really nice dolly to give me that round shot. So that's something that I'd be able to use when filming around a product or something like that. Now, having a flooring like I have here, which is it's very smooth, doesn't have any real dips and dumps in it, means that I'm able to use this slider to get relatively almost perfectly smooth sort of dolly actions with my camera. Granted, it has to be at ground level, which is one of the things that doesn't work so well. I mean, you could possibly mount, say, I guess something like a monopod with your camera on top of the monopod, but then in that sense, you'd be better off almost just getting some dolly wheels if you're going to take it to that level. But as far as moving this thing around on a tabletop or etc. like that and doing product video shots, it's a pretty amazing little setup. Now, if you don't want this to be rolling, one of the other things they've included here is these little quick screws, and you just screw these down like so. Oh, I'm going the wrong way on that one. Okay, just screw it down, and like that. Sorry, it's taking a little bit longer than I expected. And we'll do the same on this side here as well. And basically, these little stoppers that are on the end of the screws here just lift it off the ground and give you a nice sturdy surface. Now you can just use your slider itself as you go along. So that's a really nice little way to turn a wheel dollied slider into just a standard slider. Now, things about the slider which are good and bad that I've come across, anyway, in particular, one of the main gripes I've had is that the slider itself seems to work really well in one direction and slightly stick in the other direction. I've had to go through and clean up the rails quite a lot and make sure that they're dust free before use, but I do find there's a little bit of grip just sometimes going in one direction, whereas it won't be going in the other direction. Not a major issue, but of course with a slider you want everything to be smooth. Now the other thing as well, the slider is quite short. I'm not sure of the exact specifications. I'll check their website, or you can check the website yourself and find that out, but it's quite short, as you can see here. And it doesn't give a lot of travel time. So that's where the wheels are probably the most useful function on this slider, but it does give you just a little bit of travel, which works out really good if you have, say, something in your foreground and you're using something like a prime lens. I got a 50 on here now. You're going to get a nice range of motion coming off of there. So that's one thing that's quite nice about this slider. Not quite nice, I should say. It's one of the limitations of this slider, but it's still quite useful, and it does slide in, very smoothly with a little bit of practice. Now, I'm just going to switch over here to their website. Sorry, while I look off camera for a moment, and just have a look at some of the specs that they've got on here. So basically, the slider itself right now from the Kamerar's website is on sale for $134.99, marked down from the $154.99 that it's standardly sells at. It's a really well machined product, so it's not cheap. It's made out of aluminum or aluminium, depending on where you're from. All the parts work really well. These wheels can be adjusted and moved along the slider, like I say, to give a much tighter track if you need that. It's not very heavy, but yeah, definitely made from high quality materials. and they haven't skimped on anything. So it's a real sturdy product. You can feel it when you pick it up. You know that you've got something that's not going to just break on you in an instant. So that's one thing that's really good about this. The slider itself has a little level gauge in it, which is also something that's quite useful, especially when you're dealing with adjusting these little things here and you want to get them bang on. So that can be quite nice too. What I do recommend that you get is a simple ball head, because you don't want to mount your camera directly on here, because it's going to give you very little range of motion, especially when you're this close to the ground. So you want to pick up a ball head so you can mount the ball head straight on there. Just screw that on there for a sec. So you want to get that, and then you'll have the ability, oh gee, that's tight, there we go. Then you'll have the ability to also mount your camera and be able to change your field of view quite a lot. It's just getting that little bit off the ground and having the ability to tilt the camera angles and pan it a little bit better certainly does make a hell of a lot of difference. Now let's see what I'll do here. I've got the D750 by Nikon on here. I'm going to switch this over in a video mode and use this articulating screen. Just let me get my focus. I'm actually going to focus on my little Blackmagic camera that's behind me here. Okay, let's get the focus on the Blackmagic there. So yeah, I'm shooting this on the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. Let me just get some focus built in there. Maybe just change a few settings. Sorry, I've got this. There we go. That should be nice. Lock the focus in. Okay, I'm just going to do a couple of test shots now, so you'll be able to see kind of how the slider looks when it moves. So this is your field of motion, probably from about a meter away from the topic, from the subject. Again, it's not super smooth. It does take a bit of practice, and there are points where it will grip, I've noticed. So you're going to want to maybe oil the track before use and clean it off after, so you don't end up building up grime, etc. Just so you can get a smoother shot there. But that's basically that one. And then what I'll do is I'm going to spin this around. Let me just take these wheels up. Free these wheels up here. Oh, it looks like somebody sent me a message. Okay. All right. All right. What we'll do next, once we get this contact off the ground here, yep, we're free to go. Is I'm going to just tighten the wheel arch a little bit to make it a little tighter arc. Bring this into the middle and spin around here and see if I can get Reef to cooperate. This is my lab Reef. Hey Reef, just look at the camera for me, mate. You're not sick of this at all yet. Hey, and what we're going to do is just do a little dolly track shot. Reef, look. Here we go. Oh, just hit my jeans there, so we'll try that one more time. Okay, and here we go. Just get a little dolly shot of Reef. Incredibly smooth. That's no stabilization. I won't stabilize this in post either, so you'll be able to see exactly what it looks like straight out of the camera. But yeah, that's a take. So if you're looking for something along these lines, I mean, there's not a hell of a lot of other options out there. This is a pretty niche sort of slider. Well, last time I checked anyway. And yeah, it's really well made, so you should have no regrets with picking up this purchase. But just be aware of its limitations. As with anything, your surface has to be really smooth for these wheels to work. They are a little bit softened, but they're not soft enough. There's no, they're not going to go over bumps without giving you a jump in the camera. So essentially, very smooth tabletops, etc. Perfect for that. The slider itself is quite short, and it's not a fluid slider or anything like that. So it's not. It's basically just got some. I think it's just like little plastic rings in there that go around the edge of the track. So it's going to slide smooth, but it is going to grab if there's any kind of friction. So be aware that it does take a bit of a learning curve to get it where you want it to be. But essentially, yeah, it works really well, and for the price of $134.99 at the moment, that's, yeah, you know, don't expect miracles for that. So that's my take on this. Please take a moment to subscribe to my channel. Feel free to share this out on social media. Any little extra push is always welcome. And if you have any questions, drop a comment below. Please refrain from leaving comments along the lines of, you know, how much is it, or, you know, exactly how long it is and all that sort of stuff. I'm not going to get into those technical details. If you want to find that out, good idea is just to go and type it into Google or check out the manufacturer's website. I'm just giving you guys a little bit of an idea of what I think about the unit itself, not all the tech specs. So that's my take on it. This is Adam L. Happy shooting.